how many hours per week are you spending on this?
On this, 2 or 3.
Wow.
My income went way up. At a certain point, I'm like, passive is cool. 4 or 5 grand coming in from that site. I love that. But like, if I can make 30 or 40 off that site, you got to make it worth my while. We finished the month 192.5 last month.
Holy crap. In 1 month.
Yeah. So like, this is one of the first sites. I haven't touched this thing in years. So there's actually a lot of stuff I would change, but basic idea still stands, right? It's got the city and the niche right in the name, .com, phone number in a big, easy spot, click the call button. If you look at it on mobile, what you do and a way to contact you is immediately apparent. And then there's 2 options. I see people do something with, they'll have like a phone number or a quote form, but they don't always have both, which doesn't make sense. The thing I've learned with this is some people don't want to call you. Some people don't want to talk right now. They're just like, no, I'd rather just be a little bit more passive and get a quote this way. So this grabs those people. But then other people are like, I need something now. Cat just peed on the floor. That's the person that calls that. So you got to have both. And then it'll just be a lot of stuff like, reasons to trust us. And look, I'm looking different keywords. So carpet cleaning is the one I want, which was up here. We got a variation down here. And then going into some of the other services that are part of the carpet cleaning umbrella. So it's still sitting there. Number 1, you could probably search it. It'll probably come up. And then just pages for each of the items. So a lot of companies won't do this. They'll just have like a bullet point list of these, 5, 6 things. That's it. That's not helpful to Google.
Yeah, I just Googled carpet cleaning Irving, Texas, and you're number 1.
Yeah, cool. You take this skill, you can apply it to anything. So it's kind of like shiny object syndrome. You got to watch that because it's really tough. If you could do it for anything, you're like, oh my God, I could do it on this, I could do it on that. It's really hard to block all that out and to try to pick stuff, but you got to be really rigorous. Like, okay, this one looks good, and follow the process and try to pick something that's going to be easy so it stays like that. Because like, I don't want to sit here and like do content or have to keep managing links and all these things.
So how long has this site been up?
Maybe 2017, 18, somewhere around there.
And how much has it made lifetime, would you guess?
It's been rented at $500 a month. So whatever that is times however many months it's been.
50 grand? I mean, geez.
Something like that. Yeah.
And your cost on that has been $10 a month?
Probably less because it's shared hosting across the cloud plan, 1 million other sites. Has
it been the same person that you're selling these leads to the whole time?
Yeah.
Well, they probably love you. They're probably making way more than that, or they would have churned by now.
I find this with a lot of these, there's really not much churn. I think part of it is it's sticky because organic is just better. The leads are just better. I've run ads before.
Higher intent.
Say it's higher intent. And the person from the customer's perspective, right? Think about them. They search like, carpet cleaning, whatever. They see 1 billion results they can pick from. You're like, who do you pick? They're assuming that the person that's number 1, Google must have put them there for a reason. Now, we know that I just manipulated it to get there, but they don't know that. They assume like, oh, well, Google must know. So they just trust in Google and choose the first one. And studies support that, which is cool. So those leads are just better.
Are there certain niches that you would recommend people never touch?
Yeah. Okay. Elevator repair. There's one. Don't touch that. That was
Why is that?
Well, I had a client do it in New York City. They're ranking number 1 for that. And we're getting all kinds of leads. Went to rent out the site. And I'm like, wow, this was an easy one. Never thought of this. We found out that the elevator companies do really long-term contracts, and then they charge you hefty fees to break the contract. So even though people wanted to switch to save money, they wouldn't actually do it because they'd have to pay so much to get out of it. So we couldn't rent out the site.
So they weren't high intent searchers.
Yeah, they would not break the contracts because it costs so much.
Yeah.
And like, you wouldn't know that unless you called people ahead of time, which you're probably not going to do.
Yeah. Any other niches that are stay away from?
Jet rental. I did that one. That was pretty cool. I had luxury,
like private jet rental?
Private jets. Yeah. I had a site that was crushing it for that. It was bringing a lot of stuff, but I had a person who was taking the leads, and he was essentially a jet broker because I couldn't get the jet owner. So he was trying to like
middleman it?
I'll sell those leads, and it's like a middleman on top of a middleman. So it was kind of a pain. And then once he kind of fizzled out because he started trying to just jack up the prices of some insane thing and try to get like a money one on just one shot. And I was like, dude, you're just wasting my leads now. But then I couldn't really find anybody else to do that with.
Yeah.
So that's like another one. There's some that just, not every one of these is going to work out. It's okay. But I took a shot on some big ones like that just to see, because it would have been worth a lot.
if we were to call this like a supply and demand marketplace, the demand side being the number of business owners willing to buy these leads, and the supply side being the number of leads that you're actually generating.
Yeah.
Which is harder for you, finding someone to buy the leads or actually generating the leads?
I think it's finding a buyer, finding the right buyer, because there's tons of people who will give it a shot, but people that are serious and that have the right mindset, much harder to find. Like, there's a lot of people who are just like, oh yeah, I work entirely off referrals. And then I'm like, okay, well, $1,000. And they're like, $1,000. And I'm like, dude, you're going to make 20 grand just off the revenue on these few that just came in. Like, they don't, even if the math makes sense, they still don't always go with it. So it's like not logical. It's like an emotional thing for them.
They're prideful about it.
Yeah.
Do you give them leads for free to capture them, or does that not work?
I generally do it for a few days. I don't want to go more than that because to the core, I believe free has no value. So I have a hard time doing this to begin with because I'm like, I did work to get this and now you're just taking it and blowing it. So I give them it for a few days and then we'll see how they respond. And I'm just kind of watching, like, first off, the people that I'm going for are people who are already paying for ads. I'm not just going to Google a random person. I'm looking for people who are actively spending money. Google ads, Facebook ads, I don't care what it is, but I want to see that they're investing in themselves because at least they already have the mindset. And then once I know that, okay, I know something about them, I'll give them a shot at this. One of the questions I'll ask is, are you, like, how soon are you going to follow up with the customer? Like, here's this person, they want this now. Like, how soon can you get to them? And if they tell me today and they don't call today, they're done. I'll just find another one. I'm like, I need to trust them and they need to communicate with me and it needs to be professional. Sometimes I'll just call them, shadow call, see what happens. And when they pick up the phone, hello.
Like a secret shopper.
Yeah, it's like, you're not a business owner. Answer the phone like a business professionally or you're out too. So I just have a list of things. Like, if they do this, you're done. Immediately to the next one to try to find the right person. Because once you do, then you don't have to touch it.
Yeah. So do you use like the Meta ads library to see who's advertising on Meta? And then to see who's advertising on Google, you just Google that, you just like literally Google it as if you're looking for it. And,
And I'll just look for people that are interesting. Because like sometimes it's Google, you'll Google somebody, it'll be like a national company. I don't want that either because I don't want some call center. I want a local person who's trying to run ads.
Okay. If you build a site, let's say it's, greenvilletowing.com, you build that on July 1st. How long do you wait before trying to find a buyer for the leads? Do you want to see leads come in first or what?
I don't know, a couple months.
Okay, you let it simmer and
like I've gone back and forth on this. I don't have really a set rule for this one. I have a VA that does the kind of outreach now, so I don't really have to do anything. 2 months or so, something will start coming in, and then I'll have them looking for somebody to at least start testing the waters anyways. Like, hey, we got something cooking here. Would you be open to this if we sent you some stuff? Like, just get a cut. And I'll try to do like a referral or a commission thing up front and then immediately flip it to flat fee when I see them close some things. But then I'll test them because I don't trust them. So I'll call the customers and pretend I'm doing a satisfaction survey and see if they actually went with that person, how much they charged, and if the stuff lines up with what the business owner's telling me.
How many of your deals are rev share versus flat fee?
Vast majority are flat fee. Rev share is just something I'd done recently. I was out in Vegas on Dropping Bombs with Brad Lee, and he was talking about rev share. And like after we got off the pod, and I was like, oh my God, why didn't I think of this? So I came home and I immediately started doing rev share. I reached out to my highest paying clients, like the bigger flat fees, $4 or $5 grand a month clients. And I was like, I got a way I can get you more leads, but I want to change the structure of how we're doing this. And just pitched a bunch of them on rev share and immediately started doing that. And my income went way up because it's just at a certain point, I'm like, passive is cool. $4 or $5 grand coming in from that site. I love that. But like, if I can make 30 or 40 off that site, I'll throw in a few more GMBs and do some other things to get this going, but you got to make it worth my while, which was the rev share, which made a huge, huge difference.
What percentage do you take?
20%.
Okay. Just off the top.
Net.
The gross revenue.
Net. It'll depend on the niche though. Cause like, I got a landscaping one. That one I can't, that one's net. Cause the gross, it's weird to like try to calculate that because they had so much materials and all these things. So it depends on the niche, whether I'm going gross or net. And then if it's gross, it's lower. If it's net, it's going to be higher. And you really have to have a high level of trust with that. That business owner has to have a high level of trust in you to want to do this because you're taking a significant portion of what they're doing.
Oh yeah. How do you trust them or know that they're closing what they say they're closing and that their margins are what they say they are?
I'm asking for read access to their CRM and their payment system.
Like QuickBooks or HubSpot?
Yeah.
So you might not know this, but this isn't my real channel. My full channel is linked below or right here. Go check that out for full episodes.